Okay, I have a feeling we're going to get a few more people trying to get in, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So I want you to just use your chat box if you're able to answer questions or to ask questions if you have one. Or if that doesn't work for you, try to raise your hand or use the raise hand button. Okay. Hi, Afton. Okay. All right, so I will unmute you guys at the end so you guys have a chance to say hi to everybody and talk to your friends for a little bit. But for now, I'm going to keep you muted just so we can get started and I can hear. Just want to remind you, if you have not turned in your art picture of your South American art pillara or your community collage, there's still time to do that. So you can do that for me if you don't mind just taking a picture and sending me an email, or have your mom and dad help you with that. But I want to get started with a question. My first question is, have you guys ever dreamed you could do something that you can't do in real life? For example, fly, or maybe you're really, really tiny in your dream, or maybe you're something different than you normally are. Maybe you're not a human being, maybe you're a superhero. So if you have had such a weird dream, put it in the chat box. Give me some ideas of things that you've had, some dreams that you've had that are different than real life. That's what's so fun about dreams, is you can do all kinds of things in your dreams that you can't do in real life. Let's see if you guys have anything to say. Okay, one lamb says maybe. Raymond says yes. Being invisible. Ooh, that's a cool one. I wish I was invisible sometimes. That'd be really cool. A book came to life. Tristan, that's really cool. Tristan, you are a book writer, and I know you have lots of cool characters. I wonder if you've ever been one of your characters in your dreams. Calvin and Annie have said yes. I have bad dreams. Oh, sorry, Raymond. That's not fun. Okay. Being super strong. Ah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Like Mr. Incredible. Where are dreams from me? Emily said she dreamed of being Elsa or Maleficent. Ooh, I don't know which one I'd rather be. They're both really good. Okay. Oh, weird. Yes. Oh, okay. Being a pro CSG Go player. CSGO player. Okay. Life. Okay. All right. Well, the reason I asked that question is because we're going to be learning about surrealism. And surrealism is basically that. It's where an artist takes something that's a dream and makes it look like reality or what is real. Okay, so we've done a lot of Impressionism in school, and so I didn't want to do Impressionism again, but we all know that there are a lot of famous French Impressionist artists like Claude Monet and Edgar Degas, and Georges Seurat. So we've learned a lot about Impressionists, but let's look at something different today and look at Surrealism. So I'm going to do a screen share and pull up my Surrealist. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. So we're going to learn about a French artist by the name of Rene Magritte. Oh, I really like him. So he's kind of funny and different. We're going to see what he's like here. I'm going to do my first picture. So Rene Magritte is, let me see if, one second, I'm going to try to move. Let me see if I can move this thing. It never wants to move. There we go. Okay. Rene Magritte in this picture as an older man. Let's see here. Okay, I just want to see. There's someone, I can't see my chats right now. Oh, wait, Lord of the, okay. I'm just going to close that up. So if I am interrupted quite a bit by talking, it's because I'm trying to look at multiple things at once. So just be patient with me. But Rene Magritte is the man in the bowler hat. He loved his bowler hat. This is the hat on top of his head here. It's this little round hat. He was born in 1898 and he died in 1967. And he was influenced by a writer poet named Andre Breton, who was another Frenchman. And other artists that were alive during his time were Juan Miró and Salvador Dali, which are two Spanish artists that were surrealists. And Rene Magritte was able to bring us a new way of looking at art, which we'll see in a minute. But here is a quote from Andre Breton. It says, "The imaginary is what tends to become real." He wrote this thing called the Surrealist Manifesto. So he's trying to say here is that things that are imaginary can become real in a surrealist mindset. So things that are normally our dreams, we try to make real in this type of art. I'm going to show you a really funny picture by Salvador Dali, and I want you to tell me what you see here. You guys see that? So I'm going to pull up my chat. Tell me what you see. Let me see if I can move this over. There we go. I'm going to put that here. Okay, a lyre. Yes, very good. You see a lyre in those antelopes, an elephant. But what's on that elephant? That makes it so different. A tuba. Maybe elephants sound like tubas when they make their elephant noises. You guys notice anything else in this picture? What other instruments do you see? Okay, notes. I see notes up in the clouds. If you can see, there's a treble clef and some music notes, a harp, okay. A French horn, good. Yes, down in the grass. If you look really closely, you'll see the French horn. There's something else in the grass if you look really close. Look down in the grass for some other instruments. I'm going to give you a hint, a drum. Good. Percussion is down there. Yes, you see there's some percussion cymbals. Yeah. You guys are so good. I don't know what a baron is, but I'm going to take your word for it, Raymond. Harp. Yep. You guys nailed it. So here he has taken real life elephants and animals and he's given them the ability to play music. Maybe that's what he thinks that elephants sound like, or that all of nature makes music. I'm not really sure, but that's good. Okay. Now let's go on to the next picture. This one's also by Salvador Dali, and this is called A Figure by the Window. Now this looks like a normal picture, right? It's a woman standing by the window. But what makes this one surreal? What makes it different? Let me see what you guys are saying. Why is this a surrealist picture? Why is this a dream-like picture? What does not make sense? Anyone get it? My daughter thinks she's got it. Absolutely everything? What do you mean by that one, Lamb? I'm asking you, what makes it surreal? The room is empty. Okay, it's from our perspective, the room looks bare except for the curtains. Okay, Grayson thinks he's got it too. Oh, good. Yes, Roger family, the water. Yes, yes, Tristan, Christopher. Yes, Kathy. The water is right up to the window's edge. If that was real, the water would be pouring into her room. Okay, so that is a great observation. Very good, very good. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is by Juan Miró, which is more of an abstract surrealist. Now, Juan Miró painted this really cute picture, and I'm not going to tell you the title. I want you guys to tell me, what do you think that is? Exactly, Juan Lamb. What is that? What is it? It's an abstract, so it's not an exact. Okay, someone says a penguin.
Looks like a shrimp.
Okay, Grayson thinks it's a shrimp. It is from the water. I'm going to tell you that. So it's not a bird or a koala. It is from the water.
A seahorse?
Catfish. Ooh, that's a really good guess. It's not a shark.
Is it a seahorse?
A fish. Yes, it's a fish. And what do you think this fish is doing? It's doing an action. What do you think it's doing? Not swimming, singing. Yes, it is. It is a singing fish. How funny. Fish don't sing. Okay. All right. Now, so Juan Miro and Salvador Dali were two artists that were surrealists, along with our artist that we're looking at, Rene Magritte. Here is a painting by Rene Magritte. Now, it's obvious what this is, right? This is a pipe. Okay, a pipe is something, yes, exactly. A pipe is something that you would use to smoke tobacco. I don't recommend you do it. But anyway, why is this a surrealist painting then? Because it's so obvious what it is. It's a pipe, but at the bottom are some French words. Ceci n'est pas un pipe. Now that means in English, this is not a pipe. Well, what in the world is Mr. Magritte trying to say here? Well, he's getting a little tricky. He is saying that this is not a real pipe. You can't take it and use it. It's just a painting of a pipe. So he's being kind of funny here, isn't he? He's saying, oh, this isn't a pipe. This is a painting of a pipe. He's getting a little tricky. Okay. Now, here, this one is called, this is another Rene Magritte. This is called The Happy Donor. Now, this painting was done during World War II when Magritte lived in Brussels, and there was a lot of devastation going on from the war, and he had seen a lot of bad stuff. And he painted this picture, and it's a cutout of a man. And when you look through the man, you see this beautiful, ideal world, this beautiful house with people in it because the lights are on, everything looks peaceful. And he's saying, well, is this a window looking into an ideal world? Or is this an ideal world that's blocking the man? Which one is it? You have to decide for yourself. Okay. So is the ideal world on top of the man? Or is the man the doorway into the ideal world? It could be both. Yes, Juan Lamb, it could be. Okay. So he is. Now, if you were to ask Mr. Magritte, what does your art mean? Here's what he would say to you. It means nothing at all. And you're like, wait a second. Most artists say their artwork means something. But he says that his art is a mystery. And by definition, a mystery is something that cannot be known. Therefore, his artwork has no meaning. There's nothing to be understood. It is because it is a mystery. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you another picture from Mr. Magritte. This one's called The Human Condition. What do you see in this painting? I'll give you time to type an answer. What do you see in this painting? Telescope stand. Okay, that's actually an easel. Okay, and that little thing, that little brown thing at the top is a clip to hold a painting. Okay, a cloud, broken guitar stick, no? The window is a painting. Okay, good, a painting that is in a window. Yes, you're getting it. All right, so here, what Mr. Magritte did was he painted the inside of his room, and he put an easel right in front of the window, and he painted what you would think is what you would see if you looked out the window, correct? But he's saying, why would you think that? Because they're both paintings. One's not real and the other is just a painting. They're both paintings. So you really have no idea what is behind the painting. It could be what you see on the canvas, or it could be something totally different. He's a very confusing man. All right, the next painting I'm going to show you is one of my favorites. This one's super funny. This one's called clairvoyant. Now, a clairvoyant is someone that can see something in the future. Now, here is a painting of Mr. Magritte painting himself, painting a picture. Now, he's looking at a egg, but what is he painting? He's painting, oh yeah, like a raven, a bird, yes. He's seeing the bird before it's even born. That's what a clairvoyant would do. He would see something before it actually happens. So he is painting something before it even is been hatched. That's pretty funny. Okay, now I'm going to move on into our art projects for the week. So K through 6 art project. Now 6th grade, I want you to know you are free to pick between the two projects. If you find that this one is too easy for you, please feel free to pick the harder one. So this is a surreal Paris landscape. Now, why is it surreal? Because there are all kinds of colors in our sky and words. Our sky doesn't have words in it or these colors really, okay? So you're gonna start your project off. Oh, let me show you some pictures from Paris that I wanna talk to you about the word symmetry. Symmetry means something that is equal on both sides. Okay, now here are pictures of the Notre Dame. It means Our Lady. Okay, so we learned about that. If you watch the video of Mrs. Hunt and her French teacher, she told you all about the Notre Dame. But if you look, if I were to draw a line down the middle of the Notre Dame church, it would be equal on both sides. That means symmetrical. Same with a rose window. No matter where I divided that, that would be equal on both sides. Here's another picture. This is the Lock Bridge in Paris. Everyone that was in love would put a lock on the bridge, and it would be a testament that their love would last forever, and they would lock their love onto the bridge. So this bridge got so heavy from all the locks that they actually had to start taking them off because they were worried that it would damage the bridge. And behind it, you can see the Notre Dame again with the flying buttresses. Okay, that's a funny word to say, isn't it? Okay, so here is the Eiffel Tower. It is also very symmetrical. If you draw a line down the center of the Eiffel Tower, it is equal on both sides. And here is one of the Sacré-Cœur, or the Sacred Heart Church. It's beautiful. Again, if I draw a line down the middle, it is equal on both sides. I also gave you a little picture of Montmartre, which is the famous art area with lots of artists and restaurants. Really fun. Okay, so let's get back to our project. The first thing you're going to do is write French words all over your paper in any colors that you want. And I gave you a link on the website at the lcaodyssey.com website of some French words in case you don't know how to spell them or you want some ideas of some French words. I gave you that link on the website. Now you got to add some beautiful background, beautiful scenery to your background. So here is an idea on how to do some cutouts of the Eiffel Tower or the Arc de Triomphe or the Notre Dame. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute when I do my phone how to do those things, but we're just going to look at them briefly, how these are all symmetrical. They're equal on both sides. If you fold them down the middle, they're equal on both sides. You could also do the Pont Neuf, which is the oldest bridge in Paris. It's very symmetrical. Or you can do some cute little symmetrical houses and cut those out. Now here's what it would look like once you cut out all your different objects and put them on to your background. Okay, now here is my 7th through 11th, or if you're 6th grade and you want to do this project, here is your project for the week. It is called a handscape, very surreal. Okay, here your hand is acting like a tree that is holding up the rope that is swinging a little boy. Okay, you think that's creepy? Okay,
Cool.
I think it's cool too. Here is a hand that's breaking through the ground in the desert that has $100 bill grasped in his hand. I'm not really sure. Maybe he's going to Las Vegas. I don't know. Okay.
This cat guy.
Here is a hand that's also a tree. It's got like an apple, and there's a bird's nest, and bird's hungry. Okay. Here is a hand that looks like coral in the underwater. There's an octopus tentacle and some other coral, some brain coral down there. It looks like some seaweed, some different stuff. So this is a hand. So Wanmin, don't worry about the projects that you've missed in the past. Don't worry about, just catch up to this point, okay? Yes, Sasha, did you have a question? Just let me get a second for Sasha to see if he has a question. Oh, you can't see? Oh, I wish you guys would have said that before. This whole time you haven't been able to see my pictures on the screen share? Is everyone having that problem? Everyone else is not having that problem. Kathy, you wonder what's going on, honey?
Yeah, they saw the observation, right? With like the water in the window.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are all able to see. Okay. All right. Kathy, I'm not really sure what's going on.
Is she on the wrong screen? Like, does she need to swipe?
Okay. Yeah. You might have to watch the video afterwards, Kathy. I apologize. Okay. So I'm going to get back to your assignment here. So this is the hands that are underwater acting like coral. Here is a hand that is a building almost that birds are sitting on. That's kind of cool. Here is a hand that's holding a city. And here is a hand that is the actual petals of a flower. Very different, very unique. Okay. So let me recap for you just for a second. So K through 6, you're going to be doing your Paris wordy silhouette. Okay. 7 through 11, you're going to do your surreal handscape. You can use whatever materials you have at home. You don't have to use anything special, whatever you have. And please don't forget to do the art exit survey that's on the website. Okay, I included that on here. So if you watch the video, you can get that link off of here. And after you've done your artwork, please send it to me at my email address, which I also included here. So what I'm going to do now is stop this screen share, and I'm going to go to the other screen share that is I'm going to walk you through how to do that Paris wordy silhouette. So if you are 7 through 11 and you don't want to hang out, you may go ahead and scoot out of the meeting. But if you want to stay and say hi to everyone, feel free to watch the rest. But for my little guys, hang tight because I'm going to show you how to do that step by step, okay? All right, so let me get my next screen up. Okay, you guys, give me 1 second. Let's see if it's gonna come on here. Hi, Kylie. All right, so Let me see if I can get this to work again. Give me 1 second, you guys. I apologize. Hold on. Okay. My computer's doing funny things. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's see. I think it's gonna work. Okay. So on my computer, can you guys see? I'm gonna see if I can pull up my chat. Can you guys see the screen here? Yes? Okay, good. All right. So what I'm gonna do is kind of go through step by step on how to do that wordy Paris silhouette, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna show you with my purple paper is how to fold it if you want to draw the Eiffel Tower from scratch instead of cutting it out. So the first thing I would do is fold my paper in half, hamburger, and then fold it in half again, hot dog, and then bring the bottom to that middle, and now I have 2 lines and then a line down the middle. So if I was drawing the Eiffel Tower, remember how we talked about it being symmetrical? So I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to draw a straight line right in that crease down to that first line and stop, okay? Now I'm going to put a little box at the top. If you watched my video of the Eiffel Tower, the 3rd floor, I'm going to put a little box up here. This would be where the observation tower is. Let me get a couple of things off of my computer here. All right. Okay. Now, from here, I'm going to draw some lines that are symmetrical. That means even on both sides down to this line here. So I'm going to draw down and I'm going to get like a letter A. I'm going to get a little wider as I go out. Okay. Then I'm going to draw what essentially is the 2nd floor of the Eiffel Tower in a box. Now I'm going to get a little wider again as I come down to this line. So I'm going to get a little wider and a little wider. Sorry that you're glitching. Yeah, it's a little laggy because of the phone. Okay. Now, here I'm going to draw a triangle shape in the center. Okay. Now I'm going to draw the 1st floor and come across. And as I go to the bottom, I'm going to do some curve lines for the legs. Now, the Eiffel Tower, this is symmetrical because it's equal on both sides, okay? So it's laggy because it's trying to do a bunch of stuff at once, okay? Now, I'm going to add the crisscross patterns that make the Eiffel Tower so famous and allows the wind to pass through. So I just did some horizontal lines and then I'm doing some crisscrosses in between those lines. And I would do the same thing all the way down the Eiffel Tower. Okay, and that is how you would draw the Eiffel Tower if you wanted to draw it by hand. If you want to cut it out and put it on your background, here I have a bunch of French words that I just drew in some markers onto my background. But let's say I want to cut my Eiffel Tower out instead of drawing it. So I'm going to fold my paper in half, hot dog. And then where the fold is, I want to draw that as my center. So here, maybe I draw something like that. Okay, it looks a little funky. And then I would cut out those lines. And when I open it up, I would have something that looked like the Eiffel Tower. And then I could add the lines to that as well. So first floor, second floor, and then the center line. And then I could go ahead and do those crisscrosses again, okay? Make sense? And then you would glue this onto your wordy background. Now, obviously you wouldn't want to do the same color paper if you can help it, but you would add that to the bottom. You can also do the same thing with the Notre Dame or the Arc de Triomphe by simply just doing half of your picture or half of whatever it is you're trying to draw. So here is half of the Notre Dame. I'm just going to cut a little rectangle out. And so now here I have the Notre Dame. And if I was doing the Arc de Triomphe, again, I would just draw half of the Arc de Triomphe and then cut out an oval. So when I open it up, I have the Arc de Triomphe. Okay? So hopefully you guys will have fun with this project. And as you've learned, that surrealism is making the dream-like world reality. So I'm going to stop my screen share. Okay, I am going to unmute you guys. And if you guys want to say hi to your friends, here's a good time to say hi, catch up with each other, wish each other well. Yes, Kylie, hold on, let me unmute everyone. But Kylie, what was
Yay!
I'm gonna mute you guys again, but Kylie, I'm gonna unmute you. And what was your question, Kylie?
So when is the art project from last week?
Okay, so
when is the art project from last week?
Okay, so projects from last week are due by Sunday. Like you have basically a week. So today's Monday, so they would do by Sunday. But let's say our art class takes place on a Wednesday. Well, then they would be due by that next Wednesday. So I try to give you a week time. Okay, it's not a set, you don't get penalized if it's late. It's not a set time. I would just like you to turn in your artwork as soon as possible. But the exit surveys you should do right after class. So go right away and do the exit surveys. Okay, sorry the computer's so laggy. Hopefully it'll pick up. All right, let me see. Raise your hand if you have a question before I let everyone say hi. Anyone have any questions, follow up? Sasha, what is up?
For the most of the video, I actually couldn't hear, I couldn't see the share screen.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do, Sasha. Once I get this processed, I'm gonna put it up on the website and try to go back and watch it on the website. Okay, buddy? Sorry about that. You weren't the only one having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Can you put the link in the chat? Aaliyah, I have the link on my screen share. I will make sure I put it in the chat before I sign off, okay? So you can go back and find that. Any other questions before I unmute everybody? I'm looking at everyone just to make sure. Okay, Kathy, what's up?
a look at. I don't really know how to get in the chat after the call.
You don't know how to get what, hun?
Into the chat after the call.
Oh, after the call. I will make sure I won't sign you guys off before I put it up in the chat box. I will go to my share screen one more time and save it to the chat box before we leave, okay? Emily lost your tooth. Wow, congratulations, Emily. I hope the tooth fairy comes to see you. Oh, very cute, Emily, right in the front, huh? All right. Christopher and Tristan, thank you so much for your kindness to me. That was very sweet of you guys. I appreciate your generosity very much. Okay. I don't see any questions right now. So I'm going to unmute you guys. And Jackson, I love that you're doing your show and tell with us. That's so cute. Okay. I'm checking everyone, but I don't see anyone with questions. So I'm going to unmute you guys and you guys can chit chat while I go to my share screen and pull up the link, okay?
Hello, people.
Guys,
Hello.
Hey,
What's up?
Jackson.
No matter what you say.
Jackson.
Richard.
Okay, there's
Jackson.
the
No,
link.
she's not.
What?
I put the link on the
Jackson.
chat screen for you guys.
Who's doing what now?
Mom, she let us do that.
What?
Well, she's doing it.
What? What is going on?
Say
What
goodbye
is
to everybody for me.
Amen.
Bye, you guys.
Jackson, you have some pretty cute little birds there.
Au revoir.
Cute birds there.
Press.
You're so cute.
that person have a tip.